Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the centrifugal clutch off of a Yamaha ATV or the UTV. This came off of the Rhino 660, but the Grizzly 660s are identical to this, and a lot of the Yamaha models are going to look almost identical to this, maybe slightly different, but the same kind of setup. So we've got the centrifugal housing here. Obviously we have the bearing out at this time, and then the inner shoe is off, obviously, since we have this taken off of the motor. I'm going to set this down there, and the next thing you're going to want to do is remove this seal. I've got a nut still on there, and I'll show you why here in a little bit, but I like to take and set the clutch up on boards like this, and I like to make sure that the clutch isn't actually on the board, just the housing. So we're going to set it up just like that. We're going to remove this seal here. There's so many different ways to remove a seal. We've already started here just to make this video quicker, but you can tap on a seal like this where it's extremely solid. You can tap on one side and actually the other side of the seal will come up. What you don't want to do is stick your screwdriver clear down in the side there and pry on it. You don't want to take a hammer. If you've got to stick it down just right on the edge, you can, like I'm doing here, just to pry up on it. But the other way that we do it a lot of times, we'll drill a hole or poke a hole through a seal like this, and then take a pick and pull it up. And this one's going to be a little bit more challenging here. There we go, we got it there. So just again stuck that pick kind of in there and was able to pry it up. We can lift this seal off of here now. Next thing you want to do is grab a large set of snap ring pliers, and you can see down inside there is a snap ring. So it is the largest snap ring pliers that my set come with. So you want to make sure that you've got a pretty good size, or you're not going to be able to pull this completely off with snap ring pliers. A little bit more difficult. They do have an area where you can take your screwdriver and stick it in there and kind of lift it up. We've got one side completely out. There we go. And the other side comes out. Now, as you can see, when we pull, as soon as we pull that snap ring, that clutch just dropped down there. Now, had we had this clutch back up in there, and if it was maybe seized onto that bearing, or maybe it was just a little bit more of a challenge to come out, you can grab a rubber mallet, tap on the end there, and I keep this nut on there just to keep those threads from getting damaged if by chance you miss up top here. What you don't want to use is a steel hammer and tap on that end there that sits in a bearing, and that would not be good if we damage that. So this is the centrifugal clutch out, and we're ready to replace that housing. And then as you can see there, we've got a snap ring on this side as well to pull that out, and we can then pull that bearing out. So what you don't want to do is just take your hammer and start slamming on the end of this, even with a socket on the end of here, because there are these snap rings in there. You want to make sure that those get removed before you start using a hammer on anything. So that is removing the centrifugal clutch on a Yamaha Grizzly or a Kodiak or a Rhino. The majority of the Yamaha models have this exact same setup. If you have questions, let me know. If you want me to do other videos on these Yamaha machines, let me know that in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel and hit like on the video if it's helped you out. Thanks a lot.